Are we live yet? Oh, we are. Okay, cool.
Now we are.
Yeah. So, hello, everyone. Yeah.
But
Basically, sorry. Go on.
no. I was catching up with what you were saying about the correlations between the chakras and how I think you're talking about just when you're adjusting all of them.
Mm. Yeah. Basically, what I was saying, or what I've learned, is that all of our whole frequency, all of the frequencies of our body, they
Right.
rise and fall together. So you could have everything in your body, the chakras, all the organs, the bones and stuff like that. They could all be ready to go up to the next level,
Mm.
but yet there could be one thing that is needs to be worked on, and likewise there could be a few things that need to be worked on, and you could work on one of those things. But yet you need to work on the others for your frequency to raise, and then
Absolutely.
it gets shown. And like I said, the frequencies that resonate with you. So, for example, if you had a frequency that resonates with your heart chakra or your solar plexus, then it's usually well, I know it's the actual frequency of that chakra is the one below the one that resonates, because, like I said, it's about playing a higher frequency to encourage
Right.
growth and
The same thing
evolvement.
happens with the depth, right? So
Yeah.
there's gonna be that extra space there as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. I get that.
And what I was going to say just before we popped on was I had a thought the other day, is because all of our chakras, like say for example the heart chakra and all of the minor chakras and all of the body parts that connect with that relate to the heart chakra, they're all on one scale, and it's the same for the solar plexus and all the other chakras. So there's like
Right.
7 scales that
Yeah.
govern the whole body, as far as I'm aware. This is sort of what I'm learning at the moment, or what I've learned. And so I was thinking, I had the idea the other day, is instead of not necessarily doing frequencies that are specific to certain conditions, illnesses, whatever, then if you just, like a harp, I don't know how many strings a harp has got,
Yeah.
but if you just played all of the strings of the harp one after the other, and you did that with all of the notes on, say, the heart chakra scale, it would be like a whole healing bath. It would be like a healing bath for your whole body, and it would touch and affect your bones, your organs, your nerves, your blood cells. It would be like a sweep, like a healing sweep
Yeah.
for the whole
Yeah.
body.
Yeah. I've had sound bath healings like that before, where it throws my whole body into convulsions basically,
Mm,
because everything is getting penetrated at these different levels, and
mm,
so you can actually feel the energy like really moving and vibrating, and it's
mm,
powerful experience.
mm,
um and it shifts a lot, because my ability to feel energy on a very visceral, physical level
mm,
enhance so much more. Like once you
mm,
have the experience, that's like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is what energy feels like. Next thing you know, you're feeling it all the time.
mm.
And with that, I want to say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, hello
We've been
everyone.
running our mouth and chatting away already. I see some people who have said they shared out, so thank you for sharing out.
Thank you
Um,
everyone.
and it's your boy Zay-P the I Am, with my brother Jimmie Davies of Alpha Aura Healing. We are back once again for quite a while. I haven't been on a live in quite a while. Jimmy does this thing. I am so in admiration and awe of just how much light and he puts out there. So, giving you your
Oh,
flowers now, Jimmy. Think that it's
thank you,
it's a
brother. Well,
beautiful
it's an honor. Well, I'm admiration for you too, brother. You know that. Love and
sight.
respect.
See, love fest between two men.
Mm.
It's possible. uh,
All right.
so hey Jude, hey
Hey,
Colette, hey Cheryl,
Jude.
Leanna,
Hey,
Jude,
Cheryl.
Sherry.
Hey,
Beautiful to
Teresa. Hey,
see you all.
Eliana. Hey, Kimmy. Who else? Sherry. Colette, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. I'm glad they're
Michelle.
working. I'm glad. And like, just the same, you can do like a sound bath where you touch all the notes in the scale, but you
Right.
can do them specific as well. It's like you can work on specific things. Like the ones I do for Jude and the ones I do for you and the ones I do for everyone else. But at the moment,
which are amazing.
the moment I'm sort of learning, I'm going to map the frequencies of every part in the body. Because, for example, like you've got the heart chakra scale, and connected to that are like the arms, and then you've got the bones in the arms, and you've got the muscles in the arms, and then you've got the nerves in the arms and the fingers and stuff like that, and they're all on the same scale, where they're just on different octaves.
Right.
So, and it's a question of mapping all of those, and then once you figure out if you got an issue, say with your elbow or your forearm or something like that, then you can play the frequency, and then it may be a question of you know, what is the secondary thing, like what is the emotion connected with that, and then you can address that emotion as well at the same time. So it's not just a question of playing the frequency of the forearm.
Right.
You can play the frequency
But
of
see, that
what
that's
that.
that's when that's the approach. Like, I love this when we get into these conversations because you can see like the really multi-dimensional aspects of life and the way everything is multi-layered, but
Mm,
rejiggered. And like when you say that, this is where we get into like um, frequencies and vibrations, and there's differences where it's like it's the same thing as thoughts and feelings and emotions. They're overlaps. They provide
mm,
a certain amount of information, and the whole aspect of like you're getting to a certain level. It's just like you through octaves, and then you have the same repeating notes, right?
mm,
So it's like
mm.
you can
Yeah.
get into a deep baritone octave. I don't know the names of the octaves,
Mm,
but then you go through all the different notes. So you got A through G or whatever it is,
mm,
and it's going to sound totally different than an alto octave of those
mm,
same notes.
mm.
But it's still there's a sameness there that they're still in the same. They
They're on the
still
same
affect us.
scale. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly. And that's fucking amazing. Excuse my language. I'm a little
It's fucking amazing.
bit.
I agree. Especially when you sort of you learn. Well, everyone learns, but I learned about.
John, good to see you, man.
Oh, hey John, how you doing, brother? Um, but yeah, it's and also something else. I've mentioned it on a couple of lives, or last live, about how, and I've spoken to Bronwyn about it. But how we different aspects of ourselves are held in different parts of the body. It's like I think the like the inner child, our childhood, is sort of held in our feet, or in our ankles, and past lives in our wrists, and something in the shoulders, and or whatever. I can't remember what the others are. I think relationships are in the knees, but I'm not sure. I'm still kind of figuring it all out.
So when
Um,
you say that, do you mean like these are the areas where we actually manifest physical sensation based off of the
mm,
emotional and energetic experiences we're going through?
I think so.
Like
It's like if someone.
we're having okay, so the stress and trauma from the kids would be
Mm,
stored in our feet. That's like our first like that's what you're saying when we're our inner child type of thing. Okay, that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Say if you're having a problem with a relationship, or you're having a problem, or if you had trauma as a child, then it's probably, like if you had a problem with a relationship problem with certain people, then you're probably going to have knee problems, because that's where that energy is stored. Or if you had traumatic experiences as a child, then you're probably not going to have the best ankles, um, or because there's going to manifest there, because there's something being held onto that needs to be sort of released, and blocked,
Mm.
or whatever. It's just something that I'm sort of
Yeah,
it's more.
I always think of it as also like with that is just I know for those areas like you
Mm,
think about you think about the feet. I also think about the root. You think about the root chakra. I also think
mm,
about all those aspects of even our everyday day to day lives where it's like
mm,
root is all about security and all about
mm,
how supported we feel so that we can go ahead and live life so that we can go ahead and do these other things.
mm,
But the root is that foundational thing. So you'll also experience a lot of um, symptoms based off of the stability of the
mm,
security of your current life status as well.
mm,
So there's probably some overlap there
mm.
because I know all of this stuff comes into play, right? Like I think all of this comes into play.
Well, obviously we have minor chakras, and all of the roots minor chakras are like the hips, the thigh bone, the knee, the shins, the ankles, and the feet. So they're all connected to the root chakra, and all of you've got like the frequencies for the chakras, then you've got the frequencies for all of the bones that are connected to on the root scale, and then you've got the frequencies for all of the muscles, and then the tendons and the ligaments and all of
everything
that.
has like its own. Yeah.
So you can it's almost
Which
like
is
you can
amazing. I'm in awe of how you're able to kind of go in and pinpoint those things and actually target them.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if someone's got a pain or whatever, an ache in a certain part of their body, then you can. I feel like the approach is twofold. It's like play the frequency that resonates with that part of the body, but also be aware of what emotion or what mentality that part of the body represents, so that you can do the mental work or the emotional work to clear that. So it's kind of like you're sort of double teaming, so to speak, the illness or the condition. So so you're healing it on a physical level by playing the frequency of the part of the body, but you're also healing it on a mental level by adopting the sort of the correct mindset to address it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always has that dual perspective. And then what we said earlier about the areas around it that you're working on as well. As long as we're taking a holistic approach to life, that's the best. That's the best way, because we got to hit it all. We got to get it all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just I'm kind of hypothesizing a lot just lately, but I just go with
That's
what
how we
feels
make
right.
discoveries, though, right? That's how we grow.
Yeah. Postulating is another word that I quite like.
Postulating, I like that one. Yeah, that's like, oh man, bringing out the SAT words. Postulating the other day. It's good to see you. Hey, Amy. Hey, Allison, Jennifer, Rachel. Awesome. We should get
Hey,
started. We
Alison.
do have a few people already on the list, so we'll go through the list now. If anybody wants to get on the card list, share out 3 times or so. Just get on that. Get that little share tag if you can. We
Like
appreciate that.
myself, yeah.
Uh, and then we will add you to the card list. We'll try to pull a card for you as we go throughout. And for anybody else who drops a donation, just let us know before we finally close the list. I believe we have 4 people on the list so far, so we're going to be starting with those 4.
I think
And
3 of them are here. We've got Alison's here. Oh no, Michelle's here. Well, I saw Michelle earlier. Hey, Michelle.
Michelle is here. Allison,
got
yes.
Tina. Mystical. Oh, I just saw your message, Mystical. Yeah. Obviously you can, because I've seen your comments. So, let me share in Mystical's group. Hold on.
Thank you, June. Hey, June. Da-da-da-da. I don't know the song. I'm sorry. I just know my 2 favorite words. Hey, June.
Something else. I don't know. Let's have a look. Groups.
Deanna, thank you. Sherry, yes. Sherry will pull for you as well.
Let me start making a list of sharers. Sherry will do you at the end.
Thank you, Jimmy, for being so on point with just actually writing and keeping us organized as we go through this.
That's all right, brother. That's just something that I've learned. You just sort of, learn how to do a few things at once.
Yeah.
It's just practice. That's everything, practice. That's all it is. I had a thought the other day, actually. Oh, no, I had it earlier today, actually. I'll pass it over to you or put it to you, because I like putting stuff to you, because you can always, get stuff. You can see another perspective or add to the stuff that I come up with.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Sorry, brother. I appreciate your views. But I was thinking the other day, when You know, and if someone says that they're jealous of someone else for having a certain ability or for being, a professional tennis player or a chess grandmaster or something like that, I was thinking that they're not actually jealous of that person's ability. They're jealous of the effort that the person puts in to get to that stage, because they can put the same amount of effort in and be the same. But I was thinking this is kind of like a different way to look at it. You're not jealous of the ability as such, but just the will and the determination of the person.
I don't even think it comes down, like, I think to be jealous is really um is to experience your own insecurity. I think
Mm,
the jealousy is a reaction to the fact that
mm,
this person or whatever has made you feel so inadequate or insecure,
yeah.
as though it's invalidated some sense about yourself. So that's why you have this looking at them as though, I wish I had that, or I wish I could
Mm,
attain that or achieve that, as though you can't, but you really
mm,
can't. The, the
mm,
the the jealousy is the illusion. That's part of the veil and the
mm.
fog that keeps you small,
That kind of
right? But
highlights. That highlights the fact that you're not willing. It highlights your own insecurities or whatever, doesn't it? It
right,
sort of, it's like a tool to show you what you can achieve if you put the work in, and it highlights the
exactly,
fact that you haven't. So, but yeah, thank you, brother.
yeah.
I, I thought
Turn
you always.
jealousy into inspiration. Love that, Leanna. That is true too. This is actually what transmutation is, right? Like,
Mm,
so when we talk about transmuting things, like me, I'm somebody, I have sickle cell, I have this disability, been in hospital my whole life.
mm,
But the way I transmute that pain is that I've learned to see how beautiful life is, that I can laugh at a lot of stuff. I crack jokes all day. So whatever the case, there's that ability to transmute. You take something like jealousy, this thing that has made me feel insecure or made me feel small, instead of seeing it like, oh, that's a declaration of who I am. I'm this insecure small person. You can see this as, this is an opportunity for me to be otherwise. This is an opportunity for me to prove to myself what I'm made of
mm,
and step up to that. Use that as a tool for inspiration. Now you just taking this negative energy or vibration and flip. Now you're in that space where you're using it to your advantage, and it is no
mm,
longer negative, but you're in an inspired place. You're in this place that's like, yes, I want to attain this. Oh, I can do that. I just, for me,
mm,
I'm working on my whole YouTube thing. I just crossed the 100 video plateau. Like, that
mm,
was a big goal. That was like, if I can make it to 100 videos, now
mm,
I'm seriously, like, I can really feel accomplished in this space.
mm,
So, I could have been jealous of, say, somebody else. I mean, not that I've always been inspired by a lot of the YouTubers I watch,
mm,
but that's the example. That's the example.
mm. Yeah, no, that yeah, I think there was a reason why I mentioned that to you, because I knew that you would be able to put it in such a way as to, have put it across
My flair for
yeah, you're,
wordplay.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I guess that is part of my gift. It's funny
Mm.
because we talk about these abilities, etc. But it's like, it's the most basic things that
Yeah.
really are your abilities. I was always the kid who talked. And
Mm,
that's the criticism as a child. You talk too much. You just, oh,
mm,
you don't stop talking. You run your mouth, and that's why I'm so insecure now. You always hear me like, oh, I'm sorry, I know I'm running my mouth, but that's part of my gift. Like,
I mean,
when I connect, it comes through.
I was going to say, I'm so jealous of that, but I was like, but I'm not jealous because it inspires me and I admire it so much.
That's
And it
amazing.
inspires me. So but,
See, we inspire each other, because I feel the same way about your ability with music and notes and sound. I'm just like, oh man, that's amazing.
mm.
I want to do some of that.
Yeah, but yeah. So thank you for that, man.
Thank you, brother. And so, how am I sounding right now? You
Yeah,
haven't
thanks.
said anything, but I've been on headphones for a while.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. Yeah, sounds
Nice,
nice.
nice, nice. All right, so I think we are good. I think we should get started. Sure. Actually,
Mm.
you know what? You want to take a quick break before we get started? Nature's calling, so I'm just gonna handle
Yeah, no,
that.
you
That
go.
way, I can focus on get on
Mm.
everybody.
Yeah, you go. Yeah, you go, bud.
Sweet.
Actually, Ada's here, so we've got Alison, Ada, and Michelle already here. I need to. I haven't seen Tina yet, so let me just share this to Tina so she knows that we're on.
Awesome. I'll be right back.
Let me find Tina. Excuse me. All right. So, if I've missed anyone, well, at the moment on the list, I've got Tina, Alison, Ada, and Michelle, and then on the shared list, I've got Sherry. So, if anyone else would like a card at the end and get on the shared list, then obviously share. Let me know, because oh, hey Ellie, I missed you when I started. Well, I missed your comment. I didn't see that. I was probably talking. Oh yeah. Thanks, Jude. I missed that as well. I'll remind Zay when he gets back to pin the thing. Oh, Leanna, I think I missed that as well. Let me just write your name on there. I think that's. Oh yeah, well done, Alison. Thank you for tagging Tina. Right. So, well, Alison, actually, unless Tina pops on within the next 5 minutes, or the next couple of minutes, then we'll do you first, if that's all right. So, well, you know the drill. If you'd like to post whatever it is, if you got anything specific or just general.
Yes. So who are we starting with? Are we starting with
Alison.
Ada?
Alison. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And
Hey,
then
Allison.
Ada, and then Michelle. I've just asked Alison to see if there's anything specific that she wants us to look at or work on.
Okay, cool.
See what she's got to say. Open to receive.
Open to receive. Allison May.
Oh yeah, and Jude said, can you pin the link, the donation link?
Oh, and into the chat?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thank you, Jude. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, and
okay.
And
I'll be right there. Bear with me a moment.
that's all right. The construction has started, hasn't it?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah, well, only briefly. Sort of. That's not. I wouldn't have said it was a distraction or anything like that. So that sounds all right.
Can you hear that in the background?
Yes.
Is it too much? I'm hoping to like maybe drown out the construction if you hear it. Okay, I think I pinned it. I've pinned it there. There's the Cash App and the PayPal if you'd like to drop a donation or if you want to just pay for a full out session right now on the line. Although, are we at our limit, Jimmy? I'm not sure. I think we're still open for a little bit more. Let me know what you think. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think we're still open. The shop is still open.
The shop is still open. All right, awesome. So let's get
And
started. If you're feeling good enough,
yeah, Michelle
if
says she'll have a general service.
a general service.
Let's start that again.
Beautiful.
That was funny though.
So we're doing Allison May, right?
Alison, yes. The awesome Alison. Right.
Allison. Okay, Allison. So, Jimmy, I'm just gonna jump right in because I'm feeling something.
Yeah,
Um, Allison. So right off the bat, what I'm feeling a pull from from your sacral chakra. It's like this pull directly from your belly button, pulling you down towards the earth, and it kind of hurts. It kind of hurts. It's like a stretching of self down towards the earth. And the message that's coming through behind this is that it's almost like you're going out of your way. You're going out of your way to be safe, to to make sure you're rooted and planted. And although you are standing there on the earth, supported by Gaia, you're still feeling this need that you gotta, let me hold on, kind of reach down. And it's preventing you from reaching upward as high or as far as you can, or as much as you might desire. You might be wanting to reach a certain height, but then feeling like that is so far, but it's because you're holding yourself back a little bit because you're trying to make sure that you're safe, although you already are safe. So there's this pull that is kind of restraining your creativity. It's kind of restraining your fire, your passion. And we want to work to what it's looking like to me is like the skin is being stretched and then it turns into metal chain links to keep you attached to the ground. And so I feel called to go in and try to sever this to allow you to stand upright, to allow you to reach for the stars as you are rooted here, for you are the tree of life. Your safety, your support by Gaia is assured. So we want to disconnect this unnecessary chain that's holding you back.
Mm.
So, Jimmy, I'm going to fall back into the energy and start to work on that. And you can kind of step forward and share what you're getting.
Mm. Hey, Jared. Hey, Kimmy. Right, Alison. A couple of things. First of all, they showed me a dollar sign, which I thought was quite interesting. I feel like it doesn't necessarily represent money as such, but it just represents abundance. And because I would like to, well, I will say, it's not I would like to about it. I will say that you will always have enough, and you'll always have what you need, and there is never any cause or any reason for you to worry about that. But also, the other thing was that there's something, just like Zay said, I saw the tree, but the tree was sort of curved over. It was sort of flowing. It was almost looking like a wave in the sea. And when I asked what that was and why it was doing that they said it was something to do with your hair. There's something about your hair at the moment that I feel like they would like you to change something. It's like, well, when I say something, specifically whatever you wash your hair with, I feel like there's something that they would like you to use instead of what you currently wash your hair with, because I don't feel as if even if what you're using is sort of organic, natural, but I feel like it still needs to be changed, because your hair, obviously, as far as I'm aware, it's we use our hair as like as receptors and stuff like that. We pretty much use our whole body in some respects, I suppose, as receptors. But obviously, the hair is very important, and by changing the product that you use, it's going to amplify the what you can receive, the amount of information, downloads, etc., that you can get, and because they would they would oh, no. They I appreciate that you're not going to go around go walk around with your hair like this, but they would like to see your hair standing straight up. It's sort of in reaching for like an antenna, basically. Um, that's the sort of the effect. Although obviously you don't have to walk around with your hair standing straight up, because I know you've got long hair. So I mean, you can do if you want. You could create a new look or create a new style if you like. But I worry that it may be called sort of there's something about Mary sort of style. But but that's the sort of the like the energetic effect that they would like you to try and aim for. And even though your hair will be sort of hanging down from your head on over your shoulders, but to just switch up what you what you yes, but you know what I mean. It's like to have something nice and receptive and um, strong rather than something that. Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey,
Hello,
Mark,
bro.
good to see you.
Ah,
Okay,
Ada.
Allison, thank you. Allison's donated for Jared.
Thank you, Alison. Um, yeah, Ada would be able to recommend something, I'm sure. Or, I mean, Alison, you can feel into whatever it is, but that they would like you to switch that up.
So I am feeling another message coming behind the previous message, Allison. Um, with regards to, it feels like the reason to why you've been kind of attached. Um, and there was a pain and an ache coming from the heart space. And as soon as I tune back in, I feel it again. I just want to hug you. I just want to like really give you a big hug and tell you how worthy you are and how loved you are and how special you are, how much you matter. And so it feels like there's this deep pain, perhaps a trauma from childhood, or just some sense of personal betrayal that has made you feel this insecurity with the world around you a little, and that makes you feel even more like unsafe and more like you have to stay close to the earth. You have to stay close to Gaia because you can fall at any time if you lean on anybody else. But that fear, that's what that is. That's a fear in the heart space. That's like it's painful and it's keeping you small and it's keeping you from allowing yourself to be fully present in your experience and with others and in the ways you share yourself. It's like sharing a little more limited version of yourself. And spirit, your spirit, higher self, I feel this desire to really show off. And not to say show off egotistically, but to actually allow your light's full expansion. There's all this beauty and just excitement and just I see you putting out so much light. And as you stepping into more and more of that, it's going to be a process of stepping past this fear that's in your heart space, this whatever that might have happened in the past, whatever ways you might have felt that those who were supposed to support you, those who were supposed to love you, somehow betrayed you, somehow dropped the ball, somehow weren't there for you. It's going to take a continuous effort to step past that fear so that you can put out your light, so that you can connect with others, so that you can live and experience. And so, keeping that in mind, um, as you go throughout your process, allowing the healing to occur, allowing the love to fill that heart space, that wound, which I have been sending love to, and I have some light language that's coming through for you. Um, there's just there's just so much excitement for you and enthusiasm, and it's just you're really coming into this new adventure of yours, and the fear is natural, the fear is normal. Allow yourself to be seen, allow yourself to shine that light, because as you do, you're going to really come to know that which you truly are, the love that you truly are. You're going to come to be validated, and that void and pain is going to be filled. And so I'm going to fall back. I'm going to just let a little light language come through as it needs to. But Jimmy, give anything else that you need to know. You want to share if you're still doing energy?
I want to share some energy. Yes. So you carry on and I'll join in.
Okay. Sounds good. Quiet. Tiada na quiet. Hallelujah. Sasa. Ay. Oh. Ay na yota. Ya. Waya ka na ya. Oh. Shona yan na malaya kawayan ya sa quiet. So. Bayanata wawaya kalaita swayanya waya yayono swayakiyata.
Sina itikola taima sania masa yeteki isi tiela taina asonowana ma isayetiki atala nasanawana ma isayetiki isana tako osonowa isaniata isanaiki ilit anata osonowana ma ayeka isayetiki Litina Sinayana Takasana Pati Isayetako Osonola Na Ania Take Isitia Yasano O Sanayama Isietiki Isiata Latna Sanayanama Yanataka Sanayataka. There we go.
Whew. It's a lot of energy that just came your way, Allison. So Allow yourself to receive. Stay hydrated. And stay cool. Feeling a lot of heat. Uh, your sacral definitely feels worked, and like that flame and spark is going. So your body might heat up. This is what I'm getting. So you want to take in just lots of cool hydration as you allow the energy to continue to work through
They do sound like dragons, actually, Mark. You're right.
you.
It's
They sound like dragons.
the construction work that is going on. Sort
Yeah.
of, I know it sounds different to the like the way that you hear it is going to be different to the way that I hear it and the people who are watching it.
It's coming through as it needs to for everybody,
Yeah.
right? Hey, Lakita, thank you. Yes, yes, yes. It's me.
Oh,
If you can't, if you haven't
Lakita,
noticed, it's me.
yeah, that is a good
No.
show. Lakita, thank you. Lakita donated, so I'll put her on the list. So,
Beautiful. Thank you, Lakita. Awesome.
John, yeah, why not? So,
Sounds funny. Okay, so
right, next, Ada.
Ada, yes. Is Ada still in the chat? If Ada, if you're here, let us know. If you have any specific thing that you want us to work on or tune into.
Ooh, excuse me. And then Michelle's next after Ada.
Beautiful. And if anybody just wants a card pull or anything like that, like you can feel free to just share out, let us know. We're definitely trying to pull some cards for everybody who's just hanging out, who's engaging in the chat. We appreciate your presence. We appreciate the vibe you provide. Wow, I'm really rhyming a lot today. Have you noticed that? That's weird.
Chris, well, obviously you know Crystal. She says, and I feel it's just true. It's like your higher self coming through.
Oh,
Like the bigger
absolutely,
vibes.
absolutely,
And I thought,
absolutely.
yeah,
I
that feels
can tell the difference because my mind
mm,
operates at a different level.
yeah.
I
I know what you
notice,
mean.
yeah, I become more confident. All of a sudden, I'm more self assured. The words just flow. There's no ands, likes. You know what I mean? There's just operating at a pristine like precision. The words are coming, the thoughts are coming, everything makes sense. I see the world in a whole new way, even if just for that moment. It's
Mm.
like, oh wow,
I don't-
that wasn't me, not the human.
Yeah, sometimes I find myself rhyming. I think, oh, you know, that that was definitely that wasn't sort of me as such. It was me because obviously higher self
Yeah,
is an aspect of it, but I know what
absolutely.
you mean. And you think, well, all of the freestylers, all of the rappers, freestylers, they must be channeling their higher selves all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Or some part of their higher selves, because
Mm.
sometimes the content may not necessarily match somebody's
Mm.
higher self, but that
Yeah, I know.
skill set, that skill
Yeah.
set might definitely be coming through innately.
But again, it's just practice, isn't it? If you want to become a freestyle rapper, then you got to practice. It's kind of
Right.
same with everything. So,
Absolutely.
right,
And it says, just let spirit guide us.
okay, we'll do Ada.
Wait, we were waiting for Ada, right? Or Tina's still not here.
Yeah, no, Tina's not here yet.
Okay, yeah.
Well, not that I've seen.
Oh, thank you, Kim. Kim chemistry, Kim chemistry, Kim chemistry. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dee. I'm such like a theater kid, yo. I know all these random musical songs and stuff that just pop in my head.
Mm. Poppin', I like that. I like how you did that. Mary Poppin', how it
Uh
popped in
huh.
your head. Yeah.
Pops in your head, yeah. And see, it's not. Yeah, that's the other aspect that came through. Let's tie that piece together.
That was really good, actually.
uh, okay, Ada. Let's get some water. Clear the energy.
Yeah, Poppins. Ada, right. I've got a quick message just to start off with. Ada, I'm seeing a lot of eyes just lately, as in these eyes,
Yeah.
not the letter eyes. But Ada, they showed me one for you, and I feel like I want to ask you, or shall we say, invite you, to do some work, or not necessarily concentrate, but not focus entirely, but just be aware of doing a lot of third eye work just lately, because I feel like I feel there's an opportunity for you with the current energies, and I don't take much. I admit I don't take much notice of the energies that are going on. New moon energies, solar energies, and stuff like that. I don't really I don't really seek them out, as in know what they are, but can feel them obviously. But I feel like now it's a good opportunity for you to do a lot of work on your third eye, and the energies that are coming through and the energies that are around at the moment are going to be conducive for that. So whatever you do to work on your third eye, then kind of redouble it, or double it, and do a lot of that at the moment, because it will be of so much benefit, and it will help to open it up even more, because and it will come online quicker. It will happen quicker. Put crystals on. I don't mean put like 50 crystals on your third eye. I don't mean like that, but just maybe have it on for a bit longer. Eat a lot of good foods that are, I mean, you know what they are, that are conducive to, relate to the third eye, frequency music that relates to the third eye, and just doing a lot of things that relate to the third eye, because I feel like it's going to come on leaps and bounds, what with everything that's going on at the moment, and the energies. So, hey, Claudia. But yeah, that was just
Hey,
a quick one.
Claudia.
To start off with. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kimmy.
Kim. Okay, Ada. I'm also getting. So I'm really. I've been getting this. I don't know how to describe it. I kind of want to say a pain, but it's not so much of a pain, more of just like a deep ache. But it feels like this this drill that's really starting to pierce into the heart space. And I just keep getting this spiral, this infinite spiral. Well, I won't say infinite, it's not going on forever, but there's this spiral. It just reminds me of like a corkscrew. And like somebody's just, and the term keeps coming to me, putting the screws to you. And somebody or something, some situation you're going through, you're feeling like they're putting the screws to you. And this corkscrew like energy is kind of starting to pierce through this bubble around your heart space. It's starting to wear on you. It's starting to feel like it's starting to get to you in the heart a little bit, as far as maybe feeling, hoping for or expecting more of somebody or a situation, and just this continue putting the screws to you sensation is really disheartening. It's really heartbreaking, and it's becoming a lot to swallow. And so it doesn't feel like it's really pierced your heart yet, but it's feeling like it's piercing that space around it. And this is that time for you to take note and make decisive action, to choose a direction in how you want to address these situations. Because what I'm getting is that this is not just a one-time thing. This has been a continuous thing. This is it again. It's this corkscrew like. So it's just this spiral that's been kind of slowly coming in. Um, but the spiral also is talking to me of it's repeated lessons. We go through these lessons. Oh, I learned that, and then it comes back around, comes back around, and it's like maybe
Hey, Debs.
you're allowing too much or continuing to be too passive with in certain situations where uh, you might need to start thinking about taking another action instead of the same thing, which allows this continued spiral. If you learn the lesson, then you want to take action on those lessons you learn and pivot to do something different, pivot to adjust, pivot in some way to improve the situation instead of allowing it to continue to be the same screwing, the same repeated thing happening over and over again. It's time to change it up. So with that, you want to avoid actually damaging your heart, actually allowing your heart to damage, because what's coming through now is that sometimes we do this to ourselves. Sometimes we get the red flags, sometimes we get the warning signs, and we continue to say, no, we continue to make allowances. We continue to, just allow our boundaries to be crossed, allow ourselves to be violated uh, over and over again. And then when we become hurt, we fall into this victim space where it's, I was violated, woe is me. And not to say that you are not justified in feeling these ways, not to say that it is wrong, but this is to say, how mindful are we being in our day to day life when we can experience the same situation over and over and over and over and over and continue to allow it? Eventually, that screw is going to pierce through our protections and actually pierce something and actually hurt us. So we can be more mindful in these moments to say, okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to reverse direction, switch it up somehow, and break this cycle. So that's what this is about. There's whatever this repeated thing that's continuing to happen around you that seems to have become a cycle. It is time to figure out how to break it, how to break that routine. And you're going to want to do it before it really damages you. And so I really feel called to send to shore up your energetic boundaries around your heart space, around your just your protective field, because this is like your core, and this is like where your toric field emanates from, basically. This is that center chakra, right? So it's all emanating from here, cycling out, cycling back in, cycling out, cycling back in. So I'm going to go into the heart space and work on shoring up your energetic boundaries, and I'm going to allow Jimmy to come in and play how he feels or what he sees. Jimmy, if you will, my friend.
Mm.
Once you're ready. Once you're ready.
Ada, are there any mountains near you? I can't remember where you live. But I don't know why they've just come in. I might say they've come in. I've just felt them. That the word has just popped into my head. There's something about the mountains, and whether you have to go there or whether, I mean, obviously, the mountains are energy, just like everything else. Um, and I suppose you could, it's like you could say, we can be rock, we can be a rock like the mountains, but then again, it's okay um, to have a day off every now and again, and just allow everything into our field, our awareness. We don't have to be a rock all the time. We don't have to be like a mountain, because I feel like you are like a mountain insofar as you're strong and sturdy, and you're robust, you're resolute. But it's okay, sometimes obviously, um, the mountains, you know, there's avalanches on the mountains and everything comes crashing down. But then, you know, it makes space for other things, and it just goes to the bottom and just transmutes, turns into whatever water, and everything flows. So it's like a circle. It's a cycle circle, and just that it's okay for it to do that. But I do, yeah. I don't know. There's something about being in the mountains. I think. I know you said you go into the ocean and the redwood forest. That's good. Yes, excellent. Oh, hey, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew, welcome.
But yeah, I feel like they would like to see you at some point. You know, not necessarily next week, but go into the mountains and just sit there. For some reason, I feel like you're gonna find some stuff as well. You know, some herbs, plants, etc. that you can work your magic with. There's something about, you know, there's like some things waiting for you there, and they can't wait for you to get their hands on them.
Yeah, I have some light language that's coming through for you, so I'm gonna let it flow.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Rakia Natalia Nayataya Yonaya Koaya Shai wa Wamba Aya Naya wa Aya Natawa Yawa Ikakania Lawa Ya Yanwai Shaina Kaya Wayakaini Yawa Ya Yanya. So what I'm really getting is that you are like this contained vessel, and there's all this power that's ready to burst forth out of you, and you continue to contain it. You continue to contain it, and in that you allow yourself to be violated because you're keeping your defenses down. In a sense, not even defenses, but you're just keeping. You're not allowing your full strength to show, and so. It is time to let forward and let loose that strength. It is time to allow yourself to embrace what that strength and what that experience is like. It is time to own your space and allow yourself to really feel what it is to be present, to have your presence felt, as opposed to just being receptive. This is a little bit more of that divine masculine energy, but really my Lyran guide is coming through a big time. So we're talking of strength and courage, and that is the strength and courage to be oneself, to hold one's light and hold one's space unabashedly, unreservedly, in full totality of that which you are. You are so much more powerful than you appear, and it is time to allow that to be seen rather than to be having the screws put to you.
Mm. Yes, indeed. Beautiful. Right. Thank you, Ada. Lovely to see you as always.
As always.
Yes, we love you.
Yeah.
Right. Next, we have the marvelous Michelle.
It's just somewhere along the lines, Ada. It's just, I keep hearing just that you've been invalidated at certain points in your life. Really pivotal points that made you feel small and stay small in those areas. Like I don't know if maybe growing up and you in a household, and every time you spoke your mind, they were telling you, "Be quiet. It is not a girl's place to speak her mind" or something. And then you're constantly battling stuff like that. But it is little innocuous seeming things like that that kind of seep into our belief systems, and those little things tend to be the invisible tormentors in our experience.
Well said. Oh, Tina's here. Right. Tina will do you.
Yay!
Tina will do you after we do Michelle.
Awesome. You was making us all into a TikTok. Oh, nice. Tag me on TikTok. I am up there. I know people keep. I am up there for those who don't know. Just.
Mm.
I'm not a big TikToker, so y'all don't really see me around.
I'm not on TikTok.
I want to do more light language stuff on TikTok. I like playing on TikTok.
Hmm.
Do more light language and dancing. I just haven't. I haven't.
Tina, while we do Michelle, let us know if there's anything that you would like us to do.
Yes. Michelle says, "No healing needed, as I have something in place at the moment. Just readings." Okay. So Michelle just wants readings.
Hmm.
Okay, Michelle.
See what we've got for you today, Michelle.
After Michelle, you want to do a couple of quick card pulls for those who have shared and have been hanging out?
Oh yeah, that's true. We can do a couple of quick card pulls. Yeah, good idea.
Okay. Cool.
So if you would like a quick card pull, speak now. Right, Michelle.
Michelle, I smell something sweet around you. And not like flowers, or it smells like baked goods or something. I just keep getting hints of it, whiffs of it. I don't know if that means anything to you, but I feel like there's a spirit around you that is trying to connect with you, maybe, or just it's just around you. There's just a spirit around you, and this I'm getting this little whiff of just smells like, I don't know, like cake baking or something. It's a little bit sweet, but it smells like baked goods. Um, and so I just feel the urge that you need to know this. But I'm gonna fall back and see what else comes up. Jimmy, if you feel anything, feel free.
I was just sucking something sweet. Right, Michelle. Oh, somebody at the door. There's somebody at the door. They'll have to wait. Michelle, what I saw initially for you was a bowl. And when Zay said about smelling something sweet, I thought, oh, is it a cake bowl? But I felt like
it could be that, yeah. Like it smells like a sweet, like batter. Like you get that little whiff of, like, yeah.
And it kind of is in a way, because I feel like it's not your it's not your regular sort of porcelain or plastic bowl that you mix stuff in, but it's more of a crystal, energetic, however you like to call it, bowl, because there's a lot of things going on. I see a lot of energy, light, sparkly stuff mixing around. It's like the universe is in this bowl. I suppose you could think of it like that. And at the moment, you're kind of you've got your wooden spoon in there, and you're mixing it up. And I feel like there's a couple more ingredients to go into this bowl. Oh, Jude smells coffee cake. You can stick some coffee in there if you like, I suppose. But yeah, I feel like there's you may not want to hear this, Michelle. But I feel like there's a couple more ingredients to go into this bowl. I know you probably feel like you're constantly um, getting stuff to be put in the bowl, but you know it's it's gonna be worth it, and it is. Well, I think you know, and let me see if I can. I'll let Zay go, and then I'll see what else comes through about. I was gonna see if I could see what the ingredients, or kind of get an idea as to what the ingredients are.
Okay, Michelle. So what I'm getting like you got a worm in your head, and I know that sounds weird, but I don't know how that's like an energetic worm, like that's seeping in one temple and coming out the other, and just like this. And these feel like thoughts, negative thoughts that are being implanted in your head. And these thoughts stress you the hell out. They make you overthink. They cause you to just dwell and stress and create headache and tension all in the jawline, all up in here. Understand these thoughts are implanted. Not all thoughts that we pick up that we receive are our own. And a lot of times, based off of who we're surrounding ourselves with, what people are saying, how much we invest in those people, um, thoughts can be implanted into us. And as we walk around as empaths, it is innately within us to pick up things from others. We pick up feelings and influences, emotions. Of course, you can pick up thoughts. And so, for you, Michelle, what's feeling like it's happening is that these thoughts are kind of being given to you. These are like negative venture thoughts that are kind of stressing you out, wearing you out. They're depleting you, draining your energy. So they're like parasitic worms. You want to start to become very much more mindful with what and whom you're listening to. But these thoughts feel like they're coming from almost an unknown source. Could be old family programming, negative criticism from people, parents, grandparents that have just become that negative voice in your mind, that self-critical voice in your mind now as an adult. You think it's your voice, but it initially started as that parental figure, that grandparent, whatever authority figure that was constantly, criticizing and berating or whatever the case may be. And so that voice then becomes your own inner self critic. And then into adulthood, we start to identify that voice as us. Although it is not us, it is just what we've picked up and learned in a sense, a pattern of thinking. And so these thoughts start to become generated almost by habit. And that's when they become like little worms, like little parasites that continue to just feed and drain us whenever we might want to do something, whenever we might want to rest, whenever we might want to connect with someone else elsewhere. Somehow these thoughts will come and they'll bring us down. You might get inspired and want to do something or try a couple things, have a couple good experiences, and then these thoughts will come that is talking you out of it, telling you how that wasn't, whatever it was, about it wasn't real, and all these negative thoughts. And next thing you know, you're stressing out. You got a bad headache. You can't, it's just everything's so heavy you can't get no sleep. Right? It's that type of thing. So you really want to get mindful with what you're putting in your mind, with what you're accepting, and with what's around you, your environment. I know you said no healing, but I'm gonna do an energetic cleansing from your environment around you. I feel like there are things in the energy around you, not necessarily, I'm not talking about necessarily your house, but just in circumstances around you that are helping to implant and feed these worms, these worms in the head. And so your message is really about just safeguarding your own mind so that you can then have purity and clarity of thought, have the energy to actually execute on the things you want to execute, have the ability to actually rest and incorporate that new rejuvenated energy into your body. Because what I'm feeling is a big drain. This is almost vampiric in nature, where it's really draining on your body and your system, right? Where you're expending so much energy in the thought realm with wrestling with these negative thoughts, whether it's seeing insecurities, etc., all this negative stuff that is draining on you physically. And so, as you purify that and continue to work on just the mindfulness of what you're taking in and what you're allowing yourself to think, that's going to ease up a lot more to allow the energy to be redistributed back into your body. But for the meantime, while Jimmy delivers his message, I'm just going to clear out a little bit of energy in the circumstances around you, not actually healing. You can go through with what you got planned. This is just general clearing in the circumstances around you, okay?
Sounds good. Hey, Christina. You're welcome, Ada. Know that. Right, Michelle, I've got a little bit more information for you. Just a little bit. There were two things. One, I believe, I remember doing one for you a while ago about a magic wand. Because that came up again. Excuse me. But the magic wand came up again. But also, excuse me. Also, there was a sword. There's a sword, and they showed me you taking hold of this sword, and it's like you put it in the bowl, and something happened, like it activated it, or it was kind of like the final piece, the missing ingredient, and I feel like all of it's almost like the receptacle. It's the energy that is in the bowl is being transferred into this sword, and what it actually does. I think it's maybe for you to find out, rather than me tell you. But if you, because I feel like along with the wand, this sword is going to be. I don't feel it's going to be like a physical sword. It's going to be something that maybe you see in meditation, or you have in a dream, or something like that. But it's going to be something that you feel like when the time is ready, when it's ready, when the mixture, when the mixture is complete, and when it's nicely baked, then you're going to see this sword, or you're gonna feel this sword somewhere. It's going to, like in a dream or a meditation or something like that, and then that it's almost like you have to. Well, I say you have to. You don't have to do anything, but you can reach out. Imagine you taking this sword and then putting it into this bowl, and then all of a sudden, like the effect, the power will transfer to your body, and you will become the sword. So, which is interesting. Are you still looking for the wand? Okay. Yeah, because they showed me that was one of the ingredients. So I don't know. I kind of thought that it might be the fact that you haven't got it yet. But yeah, once you've got the wand, then look out for a sword, and then do the business. Thank you, Christina.
The last thing I'm going to offer, Michelle, is to shore up your immune system. I feel like with the depletion, or like any type of depletion, sometimes it can make us vulnerable to, actual, physical infections. I'm feeling a little bit of sore throat, swollen lymph node with you, maybe causing a little scratchiness in the throat or difficult to swallow. Getting for you to drink a lot of teas and warm things, just to kind of soothe that and clear that out. But just work on, whether you need to increase your vitamin C intake or just however to boost immune system, especially during this time while you're
Mm.
feeling energetically depleted. That's gonna carry you through in a more healthier state.
Hmm. Yes. Hey, Christine. That's interesting. There was a sword that sit next to that wand. I said, no, really? I'll have to revisit that. I didn't notice that.
Hey, Christina, thank you for sharing. Hello, Christine Smith.
But
Awesome.
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, one more thing, Michelle. Today's message. Anatila tiesoieta amasaniana tako osolata ma asania takosona ima sielati isiata ki asona ma isianata isiataka wat alat anataina ma asaniat isitiki isetayana uosana li isiana isama yama saniataka isa osona yama iliti isia yataka saniataka saniataka.
Nice. That felt good. I like that, Jimmy. Since y'all speaking of wands, it inspired me to go
Ah,
grab one of mine. Just standing here popping out. So
that's a cool one.
a little inspiration for Michelle. Go get that wand. It's out there for you.
The wand will find you. Right. So do some quick cards.
Yeah, some quick cards. So who has shared out? Who do we
I
have? I think we
know.
had a
I know Sherry wanted one.
yes. Sherry, if you're still here, we'll pull one out for you. Jared, good to see you, man. Yes, I love this one. I got this one in Sedona. This is
Oh.
the Raven Head, um, and it's blue titanium quartz. But it's really powerful. It's a selenite. It's really powerful for really directing energy when I'm really channeling and conducting my energy into a singular point. Um,
Wonderful.
it's a really powerful tool for that, and not
Very good.
even
Try
my
it.
energy. Breathe and smile. Okay.
Right, Sherry. I got Lady Nada for you. Heart Awakening says, awaken to acceptance of and divine love, give and receive in balance. And that's all that needs to be said on that.
Mhm. And what I got for you is the arrow. And what the arrow is telling me about is trusting your instincts, trusting your gut instincts, that gut reaction, and not that gut reaction actually leading you um, to your target, to your goal. When you can trust that, you'll hit your mark. Okay, it comes from the gut, comes from the sacral, and it's gonna take you directly to your goal. And yeah,
Mm.
and that's basically it. So stay arrow, trust your gut.
Mm. Yes, indeed. And I think Leanna wanted one as well, although I'm not sure if she's still here. Jude, did you want one or were you just holding space? I think Jude said she was just holding space, but I'll just double check.
Okay.
And Mystical as well. Mystical, let us know if you're still here and if you want a card. Or anyone who wants one, just let us know. But I think Leanna said she wanted one.
Does it work with thought and memory magic too? Well, it can work with anything that's based off the intentions. I mean, really, it's a pretty pure tool. So, however you can imagine just directing and using energy, it can help just channel that and focus
Mm.
it. Um, but I can definitely uh, use it to kind of also navigate the internal realms, if that makes sense, as far
Mm,
as going into the mindset and actually directing where I want to tap
mm,
in.
nice. Yeah, that's cool. And the translation of what I said for Michelle, which is wonderful, it says, to progress into the unity, take in the devotion of love from within to create the stability needed to perform your duties that will be required.
Oh wow.
Mm, I know, it's amazing. Right, Leanna, I've got the divine director for you, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose.
Mhm. And Leanna, I got for you the Jaguar. And what this card is telling me about is that the Jaguar is comfortable in the shadow and comfortable in the dark sometimes. And it feels like this is about you embracing that side of yourself because you find yourself there maybe more often than you would like. And so you have to recognize that there's this aspect of yourself, the Jaguar, that can, again, back to that idea of transmuting energy, that can really transmute that darkness and actually allow you to see through the dark and into the light, to actually allow you to really break through and reach this place of light. But know that you are the Jaguar. You can navigate through all dark times. So do not allow yourself to fear because you're simply fearing an aspect of yourself.
Yes, totally. Right. And the Jaguar, yes. And so I'll just done one for Christina as well.
Yes.
And Christina, I got Gaia for you, Earth Connection. It says, be mindful of the planet, come back to Earth and stay grounded.
And Christina. Okay, Christina. I got the spiral for you. And this message actually it actually echoes a message I gave earlier. I don't know if you were on the live, but talking of the spiral and these repeating lessons that keep coming back over and over again, right? And so this is just talking about um, the need to learn and change with these repeating lessons. You're experiencing the same thing happening over and over again. You either got to change the way you relate to it, which means learning how to adapt. Maybe you need to accept more, and so that you can navigate around it, or actually changing the circumstances of it, which means whether you need to get out of that place, that position that you're in a more physical way. But whatever it is, you need to break through that cycle, okay? Because you're stuck in this loop of a repeating lesson, of repeating patterns, and it's on you to break through that. But you got to recognize that you're actually in the loop in the first place before you can actually take action to break out.
Yeah, yes, agreed. That's a great card actually. Right, Tina is up for.
Yes, Tina. Tina.
Tina, I think she said just whatever. She found you on TikTok.
Tina.
I said Tina has found you on TikTok.
Oh, nice. I will be getting more active there as days go on, especially now that summer's here. Like that seems like a fun little summer platform. Okay.
She says, just happy to be in your company and absorb the wisdom. Oh, Tina, you're so sweet.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right in with Tina.
All right. And then after that, Jared, you're up after Tina, so let us know, brother, what if there's anything specific for you.
Perfect timing, Tina.
Perfect timing all the way. Right. Okay, Tina.
Okay, you know the Galactics are calling you a lot, right? I feel like they're going to be coming into your third eye more. You're going to be seeing them more. You're going to be having more of those. What do they call them? uh,
Hallucinations.
disclosure experiences, um, because your ability to actually see them is going to be more visceral than many other people. Many people will be having experiences coming in contact with, let's say, galactics or aliens, whatever you want to call it. But this is more on an energetic level. This is more on like connecting through just a visual confirmation. You might actually start to notice why the lights in your night sky actually are not still, and some of them are actually moving back and forth for no apparent reason. What the hell is that about? Anyway, you're going to start to see these things and have these little experiences that disclose a newer level of truth. But for you, Tina, what I'm getting is that your third eye is so powerful and active, and it feels like they're coming directly into your third eye to communicate with you. You're going to be having more of those full blown experiences where you're going to go back to tell the collective what you're experiencing. These interactions you will be having, but they are coming to you. They're calling you big time. And so, do not fear the process. Remember your own strength and power. You are in control of yourself, your vessel. You must always be in that position of consent, of authority, of full sovereignty in your own right for any of these types of experiences we have. But then, with regards to opening up to that, you want to continue to do the work of clarifying and purifying your vessel. And that is the dietary efforts you've made, and the juicing and anything else, and just living as clean of a lifestyle as you can. And this is not to say for you to cut out whatever all types of fun or anything, but what I'm getting is that you are naturally, your own body, your own inclinations is leading you to clear out the toxins. It's leading you to live a more cleaner lifestyle. It's leading you to experience where that's actually what's funner for you. It's funner to feel in a healthier body. It's funner to feel more energetic. It's funner to feel that lightheartedness in your physical vessel because you have that energy, you have that electric charge. So it's not going to be that difficult to continue making those changes, but you want to continue to do so because as it does, you clarify your physical vessel. This is going to really open up the experience for you to have more clarity in these interactions and your own thought process about them and not being influenced by others. It's getting real clear in your sense of self so that as you are connecting with other, you are always sure in where you stand and who you are. So I'm getting calls to just go in and work on your third eye, help to balance that out because it's feeling like it wants to be wide open. And you want to start practicing and working on controlling the experience of the third eye, working on actually using the what do you call these? The eyelids. The third
Mm.
eye has eyelids in the sense. It has an ability to open and close, or even open a little bit. It has an ability to just kind of squint, to just kind of peek through, right? You can do all of that with the third eye in the sense. And so the more conscious and connected you are with that particular center, the more in control you become of it. But you want to, it takes practice. It's like muscle, right? So you don't want to just start working on that as you continue to have these experiences because you're going to fatigue yourself if you just leave your third eye blown wide open nonstop. You're going to wear yourself out. So you want to do that. And so with that, I'm going to fall into the energy, Jimmy. I'm going to let you do your thing because I feel like I'm in
You're good, brother. Tina says blast her.
that.
I like that. Salad season. Good. Yes, I agree. Salad season. Tina, right. I know you're aware of like probably all of your guides, or if not most of them. But there was a Lyran come through, and I feel like it is helping you at the moment with a lot of the technological things that you're doing. So you don't necessarily even need to ask him and her. There's two of them. You don't even need to ask them for help because that you sort of have asked them, if you know what I mean. Just a different in a different space and time. They're helping you with all of the technology that you've got going on at the moment, and you know they're they're actually they're really pleased and proud of what you've done so far. I'm not. I don't want to say that they're surprised because that implies that they had expectations or whatever, and they didn't at all. But how you have sort of grasped the nettle, if you, I think it's the right expression, is been they're just immensely pleased, immensely proud, and immensely excited for everything that you've done just lately. What with the festival and all of that. I feel like they've got a gift for you. When I say a gift, it's something that because a gift implies that you didn't have it already, and I feel like it's something that is just within you, but it's just sort of not fully activated yet, and something about your feet. I don't know what it is about. Something to do with your feet. Anyway, they would like me to give it to you.
I have some light language for you. You are no I you know I no I so I took Yakaya Watia Yakaya Soy analizo and so those lyring guys that Jimmy was talking about, but I was also hearing that message as he was saying it, was just happy, smiling. They're part of your string. And you can access them at any time and actually bring forward those aspects. I'm getting chanting is going to be very good for you with working with your third eye and working with that muscle. So you want to think about maybe just picking up some chanting practices with your light language to work on directing energy towards these upper chakras, particularly in the third eye, learning how to relax it, open it, close it, and really allow yourself to rejuvenate because you don't want to fatigue the third eye. But there's just so much connection and charge here for you. Breathe through it all. I feel that you can sometimes, what they're telling me is you can sometimes get excited and be running with the momentum of what is and almost get to breathe. Just going, and then, oh yeah, I gotta breathe. Breathe through the process.
I did say nettle, Tina. Yes, I did. Right. Tina, hold out your feet. Sa'alatayin osokoyataki isian ma sanayetaka asanadataka ananiyono kosono yanamo saniyataki salatayinaka sanayama asanatiyata litanaki asana iat osona iat esataka isataka iyonoko osolo no oyono yanama isalatana taki Yanata sana ma sano o yanata ita kala na sana ina kama yama yanadati silidani atakisa no yanana nataka sani anataki sanama isana taka asanta toko to yata yanati siyati yataki yatata itaka nasana nataka natakaman yanada sanataki yanotoko sonaki. So I saw the bottom of your feet light up, and they showed me that there's something about when you walk on the earth that there's certain, I feel like there's certain points or portals or grids or something like that will you interact with them more, or that there'll be more, the energy transference will be greater. So it's like it'll be a two-way thing, you can transmute, or it will be like a, it will be it will be like it's like a charging station, or a download thing. You can you can basically, it's just another access point for you.
When you were saying it would be, I just kept hearing "K Sarah, whatever will be."
Hey Pamela.
Hi Pamela, welcome.
Hi.
You are so welcome, Tina. Yeah, a lot of energy came through for you.
Yes,
Yeah, there was something that had me wanting to dance for a little bit, but I forgot it. Message came through, but it came through so quickly. I apologize, Tina. When it came, I didn't want to trample over what Jimmie was saying, and nah, I don't have it anymore.
Right. Done that sometimes. Excuse me. I thought I just got a recipe.
Case of stones. Didn't that come up in one of our last lives, Jimmie? Somebody else told us about that. I didn't even know they were a real song. Like they were a song. I just knew the song.
No, I didn't even know they were stone, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, get some, Tina. That came up for a reason.
Yeah, definitely. And Ada's got a recipe for nettle soup. I thought you might, Ada. You're just wonderful.
Nice.
There's plenty of stinging nettles over here, that's for sure. Going to dance and have some fun. Yes, right. Dance. Right, next up we got Jared. Thank you, Tina.
Jared. Good to see you, brother. Me and Jared will be going live in a few weeks at the festival. That's gonna be cool. Looking forward to that one.
Me too.
I'm trying to see. Maybe I'll if y'all still have time, Tina, because you're the organizing director. I still have time. Maybe I'll do. I'll take up another, like maybe a short little hour slot and do like a healing meditation or something. If you have time, let me know. I'll shoot you a DM or whatever it is called, a PM or whatever. Yeah, Jared, it's gonna be great. I'm excited because I really want to work with the runes, and I feel like that's just gonna be fun. I feel like you're gonna teach me some things, so I'm excited. I got questions.
Yeah, nice. Look forward to that. Right, Jared said just whatever comes through. Or whatever.
Sweet. Are you still taking donations? I like to send one for Mom. Jimmy, how many are more on the list? I'm not entirely
We've
sure.
got Jared, and then we've got Lakita and Kim. So we've got 3.
Okay.
So
Do you want to do this one more and then just close out the list, or what do you think?
one more is good.
Okay, great. So, Tina, if you want to do that donation for Pam, you can feel free. I'm about to remove the link from the pinned comment. We're gonna close the list after that, just so we don't have you all here all day, because we're having fun. I don't have a problem. I can hang out for another, but we're trying to be mindful of your time.
Mm.
That's the ticket. Yeah, that's the ticket. We're gonna close the list. I don't know. There used to be an old cartoon like Looney Tune thing. Oh no, it was one of those old black and white gangster movies, and there was a character where he was always like making excuses or telling lies. I don't really remember, but he would always end up his sentences like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, that's the ticket. That's the ticket." After he figured out what the lie was gonna be. Like, why were you late? He might have been out having an affair. Why were you late? Oh, I was with the fellas and then traffic. Yeah, yeah, that's the ticket.
Oh,
Traffic.
yeah. I think I remember sort of that. Yeah. I think I can't tell you who it was though. But
Yeah. Beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you, Pamela, for joining.
mm.
And we're happy to add you to the list.
Right. So Jared.
Nice. Yes. All right, cool. Jared, let's get to work. Ah.
Jared. We got for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna jump on in, Jimmy.
Hey, El.
So Jared, and I don't know if it's because of the work you do with the rooms um or your beard. But when I tune
Mm.
into your energy, the first thing that I was thinking of was just like really Nordic energy, the Vikings and that pantheon of gods, particularly Odin and Thor. I have a personal connection with Thor, um, but that's because Thor is so mainstream and so known. I've always resonated with that archetype. Um, but Odin also comes to me a lot, and he's here now apparently. Um, so I feel this energy coming through strong when I tap into your energy, and what I'm getting is this pull right between your sacral and your solar plexus. It is this joint pull between both forces, between your inner fire and that sense of self, that inner compulsion as to who you feel yourself to be. And so with that, what I'm getting is like there's a dragon with you. There's a dragon-like energy with you, and in fact, there's an aspect of yourself that is a dragon. And that's what's coming through with this core that I'm feeling. It's this core of your being that's sitting right between the solar plexus and the sacral. And it is this heart of fire. It is the heart of fire that the dragon holds. And this particular dragon being of Nordic descent, being up in the Viking mountains, is one of, is like an ice dragon, but he's not an ice dragon to the extent that it's spitting ice or something to that effect. But there's an ice dragon as far as conditioned to live in extreme temperatures. You're used to the cold. You're used to being outside. You're used to maybe being alone, being isolated. The ice dragon navigates the icy terrains upon itself. There's not many others can handle that, right? But then inside is this heart of fire. And this is what keeps you warm, this fire that's burning inside you. And in you, there's this inner pit, and it sits right between the sacral and your solar plexus. And it is like this diamond like light filled crystal that is just full of fire. I see a diamond crystal and it
Mm.
emanating yellow. And at the core is this deep, deep, deep red flame. And this is talking, the dragon is talking to me about understanding who you are from the perspective that sometimes the human self can easily fall into these identifications, right? These things, these preferences. This is good, this is bad. I walk alone, aka I'm lonely, I'm sad. And so now our human from that perspective might feel like, damn, I've never really resonated. Something's wrong with me. How come I'm always alone? But never did we take the time to tune in and realize, well, that part of ourselves is this dragon that that is used to walking alone in the frozen fields. It's used to bearing the cold because it's had to. It's had to kind of weather the storm in order to navigate to where it needed to go. So there's an aspect of you that may actually call forth that cold, call forth that experience that is you walking alone in the cold. But you have it within you to weather all storms because there's this fire. And this fire that keeps things warm, this fire that sparks life, this fire that creates the warmth needed for your family shelter. And so this is to the message that's coming through is to really fine tune you to this sense of self that says you are more than just these human identifications, just these human understandings of uh, alone being bad, alone being negative, alone or cold being, isolated or whatever kind of negative things we think of when we think of cold. But instead, knowing that you were made to weather the freaking storm, my guy. And seriously, and now I see Thor coming through with Mjolnir, and I see the lightning bolts, and I see the storm. But you was made to weather that. Like Thor, the god of lightning, is not affected by the lightning. Like that's his thing. So while everybody is running inside for shelter, there's a storm, there's a lightning storm. Thor was made for that. You were made for the cold. You were made to walk your space alone, not alone, but individually as the leader that you are. But you do not lead from a space of, hey, come follow me. You lead from a space of, I walk alone. And those who resonate walk with me. And so, not to allow yourself to fall too small into these human identities that say walking alone is bad or sad and, this and that. You can handle this. This is part of the journey that you chose to take upon yourself when you came here. You knew you had this side of yourself that would choose to walk alone at times, that would choose to carry things on your shoulder because that is who you are, because you knew yourself capable of handling that. You were built to weather the storm. So do not fear it, my friend. Do not fear it. Connect with this dragon, this silvery white dragon, with this fiery inner core. Take time out when you meditate, you channel, whatever it is, connect with that dragon energy. This is an aspect of yourself. You wanna grasp those. You want to grasp that strength, that innate strength that is already within you to weather the storm, so that you do not feel vulnerable when you come across these times. These times are not meant to break you. Those moments are meant to polish you, to solidify you, to force you to come back into remembrance of who you really are. And that is one that is made to weather the storm, not to break to it. So I'm gonna fall back in the energies to see what else wants to come
Mm.
forth. I feel like there's some light language that's coming through, but I'm not getting called to actually do any energetic healing at the moment. So I'm just gonna fall in and see what happens. Jimmy,
Mm.
you can feel free to step forward. I'll tap back in after your message.
Okay, man. Thank you. Beautiful message, by the way. Yeah, well, Jared, actually, I kind of got a bit of storm imagery myself, actually, because they showed me a whirlwind, and I felt like you were in the center of this. It's like your hands were stretched out, wide, like, and you were twirling around, and the wind was sort of, you were controlling the wind, you were controlling the storm, and which is kind of goes along exactly with what Zay was saying. You're always in control no matter what the weather, but they also, and I don't know where this one came from. This was completely, well, everything's connected, I suppose, and maybe the reason will become clear. But they also they also showed me some carrots, and I mean how that connects with the whirlwind is anyone's guess. But I mean, I feel like it's not necessarily, it's nothing to do with your eyesight or anything like that, because I don't think there's any truth in the fact that Karen's, well, I don't know, I've got no idea. But it's more to do with the color orange and the energies that can bring and how they connect with you. So it doesn't necessarily have to be carrots per se, but there's something about carrots that is going to connect with you energetically. And I think, I mean, I feel like it's what I'm feeling right now is that there's some, I feel like there's some stuff, shall we say, in and around your sacral area, that almost, two things. One, there's something growing there, and I don't mean growing as in like in a negative way, but there's something building there, and it's like the energy of the of the carrots or the orange vegetables is going to help propagate that. But also, it's it's about a cleansing of that space as well in order for the growth to happen. So obviously, vegetables and eating clean organic vegetables and fruits and stuff like that, it helps to cleanse the body, and drinking good quality water helps to cleanse the body, as you know. But I feel like there's some space, there's some things in your sacral area, there's some cleansing needs, well, could it would be beneficial for you to do in order to help provide that space for the growth to occur, because they've just said when you control the storm, it's like that to start off with, at least, or probably all the time, but it's 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 good to have full control of yourself and your emotions, etc., because it's such a volatile situation, that to be at one with yourself is is paramount. So there's a little bit of stuff in your sacral, so to sort of be aware of that and focus on that, and sort of give that more of your attention as opposed to any other areas. And if you want some sound stuff for free. You know, you don't, you know, I do the same stuff for free. If you want some frequencies for your sacral area, just message me, brother, and I'll sort them out for you. Obviously, it's up to you. You don't have to, you know, totally up to you. So.
So,
Right.
Jared, I thought I had some light language coming through for you, but I'm just getting this message that it's going to be more important for you to tap into this energy yourself. What I'm getting told is that you want to work with your breath more. You want to tap into this idea and this concept of the breath of fire. Just think of this internal fire pit within yourself. And imagine that you can reach down into that and actually bring forth that fire. And when you do that through the breath, you're learning to tap into and access that energy. So that when you're actually like living your day-to-day life, you can really tap into that fiery energy within. So if you have a meditative practice or you do any kind of yoga, or if you're just curious, look into some breath work. Maybe Wim Hof method might appeal to you because he's another guy with a really cool beard. but but also because he does a lot of work with ice. He does a lot of work with that kind of element, and so there might be a lot for you to learn there with how to harness that fiery force within yourself, even though the world around you may feel cold.
Indeed. I've always been looking into him.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I know a little bit of his stuff. I haven't really watched fully his like, so I couldn't instruct you in his particular techniques with breath work, but I have studied other forms, and I have seen him speak, so I resonate with his messages. So I like Wim Hof.
Mm.
He's
Yeah,
got some cool stuff.
you know a lot about breathwork and stuff like that, don't you?
hmm I
Mm.
do a fair bit with breath work,
Mm.
and it's really come into balance with my light language
Mm.
as I started to speak more light language. Um, it's kind of blended in with breath work, with chanting, and now just even playing with external frequencies and sound, which
Mm.
help to kind of direct and focus the energy as I'm channeling it through the vocal cords, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Right. Anything else for Jared? Think that's. I feel good. I feel
Yeah,
good. Mm.
I feel good too. I definitely feel good too.
Okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty amazing. I actually do want to take the time to work with. He has like he has some techniques like with the polar bear club that they do as far as learning how to really getting discipline over their own bodies through
Mm.
through shock to the system, I guess, or just through that kind of exposure to the elements. And so I'm really curious about doing some of that myself. I don't know if I want to jump into like ice water butt naked,
Mm.
but or maybe if it's an athletic
Why not?
thing, but they be out there in Alaska like ice fishing, but instead of fishing, they just jump into the whole thing themselves. I'm like, I don't know if I can do all that.
I,
Jared, you're welcome, man. You're definitely
I,
welcome.
oh, you're welcome, brother. I find that I like cold baths are quite refreshing sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when it's really hot.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I definitely turn on the cold shower.
mm, mm.
Exactly. I do the cold shower thing.
I went to Barbados on holiday quite a number of years ago playing cricket, and I mean a cold shower was a must. Just with the
Oh,
heat
absolutely.
over there, it was like heaven. Having a cold shower.
That heat, man. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you
Mm,
just got to do it. You got to give yourself a shock to the system.
mm. Yeah.
No worries, Jude. It happens.
We know what you meant. Right. Thank you, Jared.
Thank you, Jared. Awesome.
Right. Next we have Lakita. Lakita, are you there? And what would you like?
Yes, Lakita.
I know Kimmy's after Lakita, and I know she did say something. She said, "Oh, hey Tia, I missed Tia. Tia was here.
Oh yeah,
I don't. Your is it
my
niece,
sister. No, that's my
sister?
little
Yeah.
sister. Hmm.
Oh, your little sister. Yeah. I couldn't remember which one it was, but
Yeah,
um,
baby sis. Well, she's not the baby yet. She's my younger sister at this point.
ah,
Whatever comes through via the divine, thanks. Okay, so Lakita says whatever comes through from the divine.
hmm. I'm just trying to find Kim.
Yeah, Jimmy's dog did have a catchy little tune, didn't it? Okay, Lakita, I'm gonna start tapping in and seeing what's coming forward for you.
You're fun, Jude. Right. Oh, excuse me. There it is again. Lakita, I'll just pop in if that's all right.
Hmm?
Lakita, there's a whale that's come through.
Mm.
Um, what the whale means, I don't know. But I'll ask. I feel like, I mean, dolphins obviously have communicate via was it sonar or something, or was it bats? I can't remember, but I feel like the whale. First of all, there's kind of that whale energy with you at the moment. It's helping with you, helping you with certain things. But I feel like it also represents the awareness around you, because I mean the whales obviously that are in the that are in the ocean, they, from what I understand, can communicate with each other over vast distances, and they, all of their extrasensory abilities are probably a lot more advanced than we give them credit for. And the same as you, I feel like it wouldn't, it would be, I was going to say it wouldn't hurt, but I want to reword that and I want to say it would be more benefit to you to give yourself more credit for what the things that you do, and how far that you've come, and to recognize the abilities that you have been unlocking it within yourself, because by doing that it will only strengthen them. um, Obviously it's up, it's still up to you. Some people open their abilities and then they shut them down because they don't, they're sort of maybe a bit overwhelming, or they don't actually know, but with you I feel like if you want to um, progress and continue to opening up and doing the work and etc., that to start speaking more favorably about yourself, and about the things that you do. And I don't mean go into ego and think that you're the best thing in the whole world, etc., but just speak more kindly towards yourself, and believe in the things that you can do, believe the things that you know that you can do, that maybe that maybe society has told you that is not necessarily acceptable, or is a curse rather than a gift or an ability. um So to just be aware of the mindset and catch yourself when you feel or when you sense that you're sort of going down that road again, and to reword things or to rethink things, um, because it will just mean that you will open up and unlock things even quicker than you maybe realize. So yeah, that's what I
Mm-hmm.
get to start off with.
Mm-hmm. And so, Lakita, what I'm getting, it somewhat parallels what Jimmy's talking about, but I'm just gonna deliver the whole message I got instead of breaking it down. But initially, what I'm getting is a lot of tension in the headspace, and what the guys are telling me is that you're spending a lot of time in your mental realm. Mhm. There are big plans you have, and ambitions and goals and things you want to achieve and execute on, and so because of that, you're spending a lot of time in the mental realm, whether you're crafting up plans and organizing things and just conceptualizing and visualizing what it is you want to create and all this other stuff. It's a lot of time in the mental realm, but it may be causing you to neglect some more of your physical and the middle realm and the lower realm, right? So your physical experience and just more of what's going on in your body, things of that nature. And so what I'm getting behind that um, is this sense in the stomach of a lot of gas, right? And it's like this, a lot of gas that's built up from um, space, empty space, not feeding yourself, not properly tending to your self care because you're here in a mental realm and you've got so much going on in the world around you, whether you're taking care of others and you're trying to execute all those plans from the mental realm. And so you're kind of busy in a lot of levels, but what's happening is that you're maybe neglecting your self care. You're maybe neglecting how you're caring for yourself in your day to day experience. And so with that, there's the sensation like all this gas in the stomach and the air from not almost like you're not feeding yourself sometimes. You may be so caught up in the mental realm, so caught up with everything you want to do and you got going on that you go a whole day forgetting that you need to eat. Something as simple as that. And so it creates this sensation of not nourishing oneself. And what happens when we're expending so much energy, whether it's mental realm, whether it's day to day living, etc. But we don't take time to actually nourish ourselves. We don't take time to actually refill our own cups. We deplete ourselves. We find ourselves crashing. We find ourselves lethargic. We find ourselves more unable to focus when we need to focus, right? We really disempower ourselves in a lot of ways because we're spending so much energy trying to um, be so high functional and operate at such a level, but without the proper nourishment to maintain that high octane kind of commitment, we start to fall short. We start to, miss out on goals and, just little things that, you may never have suspected or wanted, or you may never have wanted to experience, but simply because you neglected to properly nourish and take care of yourself, you're seeing these little things happen more and more. This can really taint or ruin an experience. And so it is very important for you to really come back to, not even come back, but just remembering to be mindful of the self care and of nourishing yourself. Not just the self care. You want to be on top of your self care, not just, forgetting things like to eat during the day, but, hydrating yourself. Are you taking your proper vitamins? Are you getting all the supplements and things you need for your physical body? That's going to be important. The idea of nourishing yourself is the idea of nourishing your spirit, nourishing your soul. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. Sometimes it's okay take yourself out to a show, go to a theater, take in some culture, go on a date. Maybe you're not looking for a particular thing, but maybe somebody's just like, hey, let's go out, let's have some fun. Where some of you like, I'm going to stay home. I got planning to do. I got this stuff to do. I got this, that, and third. Allow yourself to go out, have some fun, recharge yourself, recharge your physical vessel, recharge your mind, recharge your heart. Just nourish your soul. Get back to yourself a little bit, and it's going to pay off so much more. Right? You're going to become even more operational, even more functional, and able to maintain for the long haul when you take those time to really nourish yourself, to really be mindful of your self-care. So don't want to neglect those areas, because that is what's causing the lag in the momentum that you're building. Because be sure, you've been working hard and you've been building momentum in a certain direction. But it feels like there's some frustration coming up because things don't seem to move as fast as you want sometimes. Well, a big thing that's slowing that down is that as you forget to maybe take care of yourself, as you forget to maybe nourish your spirit, that tends to cause you to take your foot off the acceleration. Now you have less energy, right? You have less drive or less motivation. You have less focus, less ability to just be effective, right? You're a little bit slow. You're one step behind, but one step behind for every moment, every particular day is going to lead you miles behind when you look years down the line. Right? So you want to maintain your momentum, and it's important to take care of yourself while you do that, even though it might seem like, well, that's just a waste of time to take a step back and allow myself to relax when I want to go. Taking that time and taking that step back to relax is what's going to feed you and give you the energy so that you can keep going afterwards, right? And so that's the message that's coming through for you. It's important for you to really look at where you might be slipping and forgetting to actually invest some time into your self-care and into yourself, just into nourishment of self. It's okay to take time to nourish yourself. It's okay to take time to be good to you, even just for a moment, all right? And this is going to allow you to continue on what you're building. Because I see big plans. I see, there's a lot there, right? But you don't want to fall short of that. So allow yourself to have those moments you need to breathe.
All right. Well,
so I'm going to fall back into the energy. I feel like I have some work to do to kind of ease some tension in your head and in the mental realm, to kind of decompress things a little bit. And I'll see what else wants to come up. Jimmy, if you have anything else you want to contribute or you want to step in, please feel free.
Okay, brother. I'll do some light language for you to keep that. Sa'iyata'inek usuna laniyama sanati siyatakaiskaniyat usuno no yanama isiyataki esatakia na iratiyanat isiyama isati yatai tiki atiyana isiyana yananati yatasana wayana yanati asa yo niyama isal nasa Iki isiti sana ina niana ma isana irataya yako sawana ima oa ia sa isaita iki atalata inata sana asana yanaki iata isarata inata sania lakata yataka. Time came up. Time, like make the time. I was going to say your audio changed halfway through your message. I don't know if you knew that as you were talking.
Okay.
But it's back to normal now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
I can still hear you.
Good. I was trying to just deliver the message as clear as possible when I was speaking, but I didn't notice until you started speaking that the sound had switched. Yeah, the big message: feed yourself, girl. Feed yourself. and that's in more ways than one, right? Nourishment. It's important to nourish yourself, and you're deserving and worthy of it. There was something that came through in the message earlier while Jimmy was speaking that I might have skipped over, but it's just something to the effect that um, sometimes we do that because there may be a little bit of a worthiness thing, right? Where it's just like we don't really give ourselves that much consideration, right? We're just like, I'm not that important. It's more important for me to take care of these other people. It's more important for me to do these other things. But sometimes that comes down to a worthiness thing, and it's just honoring yourself enough to know that you are worthy and you are deserving, and it's okay to give that back to yourself as you need it.
Hmm. Indeed.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Mm. I felt some relief and some tension in the headspace. Um, yeah. Nourish yourself and rest. There's not much else for me to do for you energetically as from a healing perspective that you won't achieve by simply nourishing yourself and resting.
Yes, I agree. Definitely.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right. Thank you, Lakita.
Thank you.
Right. Next we have Kimmy. Kimmy, you did say something earlier. I can't remember. I think it was just something about sauce. I don't mean tomato sauce. I mean, you're welcome, Lakita. Lovely to see you.
Yes. It's awesome to see you, Lakita. It's been a little while, so.
Yeah, Kimmy, can you just post it again? Sorry, I forgot to make a note. Please forgive me.
You're good, Jimmy. Don't worry about
Well, I'm in credit.
it.
Oh yeah, Source Sophia Energy. That's it. Yes, I know it was.
That's right.
I was going to say Sophie or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, so I just got a lot of light language coming through for you, Kimmy.
Very far away. Me too.
Anato, ayo, aine tikipi tu kwai papane po. Koine tipi se so anata apaino tu koia. Yenemete awai yakanititsu ayatapai yatnawiko. Wayania yate awai wanakuayata. Swayania Bayonia Tietu Wala Ayana Yawayato Aya O Ayelewaka Kayana Tawa Wayana Yawayati Yetianua Yetuaya Yonati Yatuewai Yonia Twaya Yanatwaya Swanike Yonia Wikoae Yanoyamai wano obre apa so ti atu natu asua yako anuto o ko yanai ya ya kuyata so ti tia koya. Hmm. So I'm hearing that the divine goddess is all around you in all ways, in all manifestations. She resides within you, as you already know. But when you are seeking and you are searching for her, when you're seeking and searching to connect with that energy, to find that resonance within self, she's sitting right in your heart space. Is that it is that ephemeral love that you feel, that sense of appreciation and acceptance for people as they are, where they are when you meet them along your way. It's that sense and feeling of appreciation for life. It's that willingness to trust and go with the flow of life. It is her that is there encouraging you and navigating you in these actions, in these moments. It is a very relaxed, receptive, loving energy. And she sits right there with you in your heart space. Whenever you choose to fall there or to tune in to that resonance frequency, you will see her in all things, in the circumstances around you, in the people around you. You will be able to see through your own loving eyes the Sophia, the feminine source energy that resides in all things. She is always with you, and you never need search or seek very far to find her. Just go within, right there in the heart space. That is where you're always going to tap into her first and foremost. So the light language that definitely came through was really to kind of tap in and bring forward that feeling and sensation out of the heart space. And as you do your work internally to connect, tune back into that, tune back into those concepts of that feminine energy within you. That's going to really bring a whole new level of allowance, of acceptance, of compassion, of loving forgiveness into your life. Noya tikia mama ya koa no tuya vaya pawari tutukoria watua ya koa koa wa ia na taba yoko oe na ya koa tia pa waka ya niawa ya koa ya ta o ia.
Excuse me. Lovely.
Whew.
Oh, pardon me. Bye, Jude. Thank you for popping in. Right.
Love you, Jude. Thank you for popping in. So I'm gonna just continue doing some energy work with Kim, just to continue directing this energy to her. But Jimmy, you can feel free to chime in.
Okay. Yeah, cool. Right, Kimmy. Oh, yeah. Akiato, yana ki asai atana taliti ataya toko sono yanama iya satai aka atana sataka otaka iya takaisia kia toko no yata. Mayataka sano wataki isadai na alatna yataka. Ya kakoya to oso koya ta I akia na I oi ma I isaidaka lata ana ani akoso na I alata ayak asataya ta iso de yat isatai yata ya akoya tialata ana na ni ano koya na miasa yata isata ta yata kata to yana to ko ya dinisi yana ya tayena tasana ya tasanuna na tarata akyata kyoto ta ilita ina takamani ta sasakia ya tako osono iana iana I alanta I sati sayuto ko yete kisa ina tayeto kusala tina te kisa nia matiena tasania taka. Okay. Kimmy, there was a couple of things actually. Additionally, first of all, I saw you standing in this like I don't know this box. The lid was off, and I suppose you could call it a shower. In a way, imagine standing in sort of a shower cubicle, and said you can place yourself in this box anytime that you like, and ask for, source Sophia energy to come through to you. But also I started getting some feelings up here, like in the, sort of the bridge of the nose. I feel like you've got something up there, and not just the bridge of your nose. There's something that could kind of, I suppose, could be, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's blocked. It's more of a just sort of a, just needs to be dislodged. I know this, well, I say this sometimes. I know this may sound strange, but I feel like there's some info. There's like some code, like light codes or information that's kind of on its way down from your crown to your third eye and like down through. It's kind of almost got stuck in
Hey,
like
Rocky.
your sinuses. Oh, hey, Raquel. There's some stuff that there's almost like kind of just got stuck on the way down, and when you open, when that's dislodged, then it will just continue to flow. But there's something there, like it's in your nose. So I feel if you do something physical, like a sinus bath, or not something as in like pharmaceutical wise, not something like that, but something natural, like, I don't know, Ada would probably, if could probably be able to help with that, but where you put put a towel over your head, and you can breathe in the fumes of some kind of oil or whatever, but something like that will help release that.
Some eucalyptus.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, some eucalyptus oil, steamed or whatever it's called, and breathe that in, and that the energy of that will help to sort of dislodge the energy that's stuck there. Which is interesting. Just put my light on. That's better. So have a go at that, Kimmy. But yeah, there's something up there.
Yeah. Anything else we should? So Sophia says, "Come to her whenever you wish. She's sitting right in the center of your heart." She's never that far, so it's just another reminder to cap off at the end. Consider that your period, and I feel complete.
Yeah. Rose oil, yeah, they're saying, I feel like, yeah, whatever you think. They're not saying no for that, but I think with regards to this, it in some ways it doesn't, as long as it's a natural oil, whatever you feel drawn to is okay. It doesn't have to be a specific one, because it's just for the purposes of sort of a dislodgement, rather than providing a specific frequency for something that's individual. So just some kind of oil. If you like rose oil, then go for a rose oil. So
yeah, that makes sense.
And then it will just come down, and you'll feel it drop to wherever it was meant to go, or wherever it's going. And then, but there's some kind of code. There's some codes that are sort of there.
Nice.
It's cool.
Nice. You are welcome, Kimmy.
You're welcome, Kimmy.
Thank you for joining us.
All right. Yes, indeed. Always.
Beautiful. All right. So how you feeling over there, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling good. I feel good.
So what do we have up next, brother?
We got Pamela, Tina's mum.
Pamela. Yes. Pamela, if you're still in the house, Otherwise, we might have to tag her. Haven't seen her, but I hope she's still here. It's nice
Mm.
to have her presence on the
Mm.
live.
Yeah, indeed. Oh,
Pamela,
let's
will you
see.
be coming to the event, the weekend, the cosmic whatever we're doing?
Oh, really?
uh, that's so bad. I should probably learn the formal title of this event. But
The
it feels
Cosmic
like
Heart.
everybody knows about it because it's just such a beautiful event.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, for Deb and her granddaughter who are definitely facing medical some medical issues, and they're going through their own trying time. So I'm excited and proud to be able to be of service and contribute to that. Tina and the rest of the ZayNYC tribe are all amazing organizing this, and so yeah, I'm excited
Mm.
to be part of it.
Mm.
Oh,
Me
Pamela,
too.
Tina, you're both here. Very cool. I was just
It's
talking about
the
the event, the
it's the
Cosmic Heart Festival.
Cosmic Heart. Yeah, Cosmic Heart
Yes,
Festival.
the Cosmic Heart Festival. Thank you. I got it. Yay! Awesome. So I can talk it up more.
Will you be participating, Pamela, as in being on camera?
Mm,
Maybe
very
some,
cool.
or are you just going to leave that to Tina? I know I'm looking forward to going live with Tina on one of the days. I think it's a
Yes,
Saturday. I think.
I saw that flyer. Don't you have something coming up before then, actually?
Yeah, me and Tina at the Pamela's festival. Oh, not this Pamela, but Pamela, UK
Yes.
Pamela Card. Because
Yes,
you're going with her, and I'm going doing that with Tina as well.
that's right. I was
Mm.
looking forward to seeing you two together, and then I'm going to get to go and hang out with Pamela.
Mm.
The other Pamela.
So you Pamela's. So yeah, we're full of Pamelas and Tinas and Christinas and everything. So
And we're blessed to know all of them. So thank you,
mm.
ladies.
Okay. Pamela's more of
She
a
says, "Oh
behind.
no, she likes to go unnoticed."
Fair enough.
That's okay. We need those behind the scenes energy boost people as well.
Mm. Yeah, indeed.
Very cool. So, Pamela, is there anything that you would like us to tune into for your reading right now, or anything you're feeling in your physical body or your experiences you'd like to work out? Just let us know. Oh yeah, me and Pamela, that's gonna be fun. Our
Mm.
last live, we had a good time and people really enjoyed that. So
Mm.
that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you two have worked really well together. Like both got that sort of shamanic kind of vibe. Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I enjoy the shamanic stuff that she does as well. That's pretty cool. I love working with people who offer something other than I, because then
mm.
there's more opportunity for me to learn. I
Mm.
suppose. Not to say that there's anything wrong with working with people who do the same stuff as I, right?
Yeah,
And
no.
of course, there's those overlap where we can do a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Mm.
But I like it when there's some differences to come together. That way, I
Mm.
can continue to learn. I'm like, oh wow, I didn't know. But it's like I work with you. You always kind of take me on the forefront with sound and frequencies and how I can apply that to my own healing. So
Mm.
that's something other
Mm.
than what I innately do, which is why I always
Mm.
enjoy this connection.
Mm. Yeah, me too. Totally. Yeah, I totally agree. I like working with people who, not only do the things that we do, but also something different because I like to learn and,
Yeah,
it's just something that, you know, yeah, for variety. Variety is the.
variety is the spice of life. That's what they say.
Right.
But it is very good. I do enjoy it.
All right.
Ah,
See what Pamela comes through for Pamela.
okay. Pamela, I'm just gonna jump right in, Jimmy.
Mm.
Just because this is yelling at me. Pamela, I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm just gonna lay it out there. I have a Beatles song in my head that's just playing over and over for you.
Mm.
It's the song called "Come Together."
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Right. No.
uh-huh. She says, one and one and one makes three. You got to be good looking because you're so hard to see. Mm, 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 I love that song. I'm sorry. It's now just jamming in my head. But anyway, the message of the song is really about the come together. And I'm getting a message for you with regarding to, okay, dropping defenses for reactionary defenses lead to divisiveness, and you want to come together. We want to come together. This is about coming back to terms with each other, coming back on the same page in regards to certain things. So this is really regarding the message, just really regarding is somewhere in your life, some circumstance, there's been some sort of division, some sort of fraction. I mean, some sort of friction that's kind of divided. And there's some ego things at play here that's keeping that division, that's keeping you separate and divided. And really, the encouragement, the invitation for you is to really look at ideas like forgiveness, like acceptance. Even if you can't forgive another or accept, but maybe accepting the circumstances of a situation, forgiving yourself, these things, because this is going to allow you to maybe drop the defenses a little bit, come a little bit outside of the ego and really take a step back towards the table so that you're coming together as opposed to dividing apart, right? So, yeah, okay. Come together right now over me. Okay, so, yes, come together, dropping those defenses, dropping the guard, working with the ideas of forgiveness, acceptance, allowance, coming together. You want to come together at this time. You this divided nature that you're dealing with, that you're wrestling with and experiencing, it's really just tearing away at yourself, right? And sometimes we may get into these push pull situations where we feel like we're doing something from the place that I have to protect myself, or I have to, I have to fight for the principle or this righteous indignation, and really it's just causing more division right within ourselves, right? You get all the back and forth. Well, should I have done that? I feel kind of bad, but no, I'm not gonna go say sorry. I'm not gonna apologize. Why should I? Why should I be the bigger person? I don't. They not being a big person, and so now you get back. You're at war with yourself, where you can actually find some peace and resolution in simply accepting and letting it go, right? So this is what's gonna help bring you through these moments when you can take that step to come together and drop the divisiveness, and that's going to be working with those ideas:
Mm,
acceptance, forgiveness, allowance, that
mm,
compassion, right?
mm,
So that's
mm,
the initial message for you that I
mm.
was getting. Of course, you might want to look up that song because it is just on loop in my head. And I do love the song, so I'm gonna listen to it after I get off this live. But it might have some more messages for you. Sometimes the music comes, there's messages there for us, right? So
Yeah, indeed.
I'm not really a singer, Pamela, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
You've got a good range. I've always thought that about you. You can do the high stuff.
Thank you. Yeah,
Mm,
I got a decent falsetto.
mm, yeah, I struggle with that. Um,
When I learned that word falsetto, I was just like, oh my god, really? That's a thing?
yeah, I know it doesn't seem like it, does it?
Ah, Tina, yes, I had backup.
Hey, right, Pamela. Two things. There was. I'm gonna. The first one that came was they showed me a chair. But I'll get to that in a minute. But when Zay was talking, they also showed me a waterfall, and it was like the situation is going to be like is building up like a waterfall, and obviously most waterfalls can hold what they're designed to, but if there's an overflow or an excess of water, then it's eventually going to burst, and then things are it's not going to go well for the people on the other side of the waterfall, put it that way. So they would like you to just be aware and look to keep things not necessarily in order, but just be aware of how that there are ways in which obviously Zay described in which you can manage the situation and even improve the situation. And that brings me to the chair, and they have a suggestion for you, and it doesn't just apply to this the situation, or this applies to any situation, and anyone can do this if they wish. But if there is anyone who, or a situation that you feel is building up and you need to express to anyone or anything, then you can imagine them sitting in a chair opposite you, and you can actually have a conversation with them, and say whatever you need to say to them. And although they may not be physically in front of you, they are energetically in front of you, because you're creating them in your field, in your world, sort of on an energetic, say, or metaphysical level. And this kind of is almost, I would say it's almost as good as being of someone being there in physically and being able to hear you, because I feel like on some level they will hear you whether they're there or not, because the connectedness that we all feel with each other, and how you can think about someone and then they'll ring you or something, all of that. But so you may not necessarily connect to them physically, but they will on some level hear what you have to say to them, and it will, I feel like it will affect their if not their consciousness, but their subconsciousness, or their higher self, or whatever. It will be, the message will be transmitted, and it will get through to them, and then it's just a question of feeling or intuiting what it is that you have to do. Well, because you may feel better, you may feel like you can handle any situation after you've had that sort of that conversation with them, on the chair. They may give you a new perspective about about a certain situation in which you feel like you can then let go and release, and not hold on to anything that perhaps previously that has built up inside, like the water smashing against the dam. So before the dam breaks, before the levee breaks, then have that conversation, and then see how you feel after. Just sort of play it by ear, I suppose, is the best way to describe it, because sort of you don't really know how you're going to feel afterwards. So just see how that makes you feel.
Yeah. And so for the final message that I want to just tack on at the very end, at least for me, Jimmy, if you have anything else, of course, feel free. But as Jimmy was talking, what also was coming up on the tail end of what I was saying earlier is that, and especially it's coming up with the music. I'm feeling this gyration in the sacral, and this kind of sensuality, and almost a need to dance, a need to express and move. And this is more than just a need to physically dance, although you may be a dancer, you may love dance, I don't know. But this is less about the physical dance and more about your personal dance with life. This is all about syncing up with flow, getting into the rhythm of nature, getting into the rhythm of life. But at the same time, you want to understand that the rhythm of life is centered around the beat of your own drum. And so, with that, you want to really work on embracing all of your unique attributes. Really, those things that maybe you judge yourself, maybe you've tucked them into your own shadow, right? Because they were judged, stigmatized, or somehow harshly criticized. And so, you took these things of yourself and these unique attributes and you stuck them in your shadow. That's bad. I don't want to, have anything to do. I don't want to let that be seen because people are going to think something bad. But it's really, there's an invitation for you to start to play with these sides of yourself that maybe you hide a little bit, that maybe you repress or suppress a little bit, right? It's part of your genuine, authentic self and your own unique rhythm, drum, right, in your own life. The more you can embrace that, then the more you'll find yourself actually able to sync up with the flow and rhythm of life. So if you're feeling like you maybe had struggles at times with really syncing up with that rhythm, that natural flow of life, it may have something to do with the fact that you're not allowing the beat of your own drum. You want to incorporate the beat of your own drum into the rhythm of life so that the two can sync up and so that your rhythm of life is aligned with who you truly are. And so I hope you understand the metaphor that I just played out there because I feel like it goes a little bit deeper, but this is more so about really owning your authentic, unique self, those things that you may not necessarily show or share or invest actual legitimacy into, right? This is about owning that stuff and being okay with it, being okay with being unique. It's okay to be different because the more you get okay with being different, the more you really find yourself slip into the natural flow of life, and things are going to really ease and speed up for you in that space.
I agree.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. And yeah, I feel that's complete.
Yeah, yeah, as do I. Okay, Pamela. So it makes sense. You understand what I was saying? Yeah. Well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. March to that beat. Enjoy that beat, and you're gonna start to build momentum in a direction that's really gonna resonate with who you truly are. It's really gonna things are gonna get exciting in a very
Yes.
good way.
I'm
In a
so
very good
excited, and I just
way. Exactly. I love that.
Hey, Phyllis.
Phyllis, good to see you.
Oh,
Oh, beautiful. You are well. I'm so glad that you were here. You were able to join us, Pamela.
yeah, and
And there'll be more of us around in the future. So
yeah, we'll be
you can
on it.
come exactly. You can feel free to come hang out with us individually, together, whatever works. So
Yes, indeed. Right.
yes, beautiful.
I don't think we've got anyone else. So,
Sweet.
yeah, all good.
Beautiful,
Thank
beautiful.
you,
Thank
brother.
you, everybody, for joining us today.
Mm.
Thank you for stopping in to say hi. Perfect timing, Phyllis, since we are just signing off. Jimmy, this was awesome. So much fun as always.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you, brother, and thank you everyone for joining us as always. It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
Tina. That was beautiful. Yeah. Not bad for my first live back in like a month or so.
Yeah, like you've never been away.
Exactly.
Mm.
All right, Greg. We're going to sign
Okay.
off. I'm going to go nourish myself because that message
Mm.
resonated with me as well. And
Mm.
we will see you next time.
Take care.
Namaste.
Namaste. Au revoir.